All right, let's talk about Pebble knit. We
Boy.
gave you a kind of a sneak peek on this because we talked about the top that Brenda is wearing, and we will get to that momentarily a little earlier in the show, kind of teasing it.
Yeah.
So here's the pant that goes with it, and it's fun. It's a little culotte pant, but it has what I'm going to call a puzzle floral. Like it looks like
Good
a giant
word. I
puzzle
love that. Yeah.
that's all been fitted together,
Yeah.
but really it's a beautiful floral print. We have 3 colors,
Love it.
aqua,
Beautiful.
which we saw on Brenda. Here's the orange. Isn't that stunning?
So pretty.
Beautiful. And then we have like a traditional kind of neutral.
Yeah.
This is called black. A 647967 is your item.
And they're all
number.
trimmed with like kind of, you know, a highlighted color
Like a
of
ladder
lace.
lace.
Like a wonderful kind of a nice,
Or not really
like
ladder lace.
Alençon kind of like beefy lace at the hem with a little slit, right?
Beautiful.
I love it. A few things about, you're right about this, calling it a puzzle floral. That's a great name for it. I was also calling it like camo floral because it does
Camo
have a
floral.
camo effect. And also Matisse, you know, those cutouts
yeah.
that he did, the paper cutouts,
Sure.
it's kind of giving me that as well. Now, the other great thing about this is the fabric, right? And it's not called pebble grain for nothing, right? I will point out first that the inside is just so sleek and smooth. You know, it feels so great, this fabric, right? But the outside has this very dressy, it almost looks like a wonderful, see that? It looks like it's like a little fine, like a silk crepe, like a heavy silk crepe. These look like silk crepe pants when you wear them, but they're not. They're like this kind of knitted pebble grain fabric that just is so easy and also, you know, inspired in the look of it, in the print of it, and the trim of it. Everything is so inspired, but then, darling, again, drip dry, darling. You put these in the washing machine
Right.
and the dryer. Like, this is
Easy.
one of the most stable knits that we
Yeah.
do. And people love that idea that you can wear something that's so like zephyrous and like cool and then throw it in the washing machine, right? And what we love about these is that they don't have any fullness. They just pull, you know, they just pull right on.
Right.
The elastic is like, you know, really beautifully encased in the fabric, and it just goes, it lies quite nice on the body. It fits just like your pants, right? Except this is a crop with the lace trim in this beautiful print, right?
And speaking of crop, inseam petite 18 inches, regular 20, and tall 22. And then talk about the leg shape.
Okay, I mean, it's just, again,
A
not
culotte.
exactly the widest leg you've ever seen in your life. Yes, it's a culotte. That's what I would call it, you know, which is a kind of a, you know, a nice, easy, wide-ish leg that's cropped to somewhere around the mid-calf or the low calf, right? And what I love about this is that the lace makes it, again, there's a grace to it, and that, like, if it's not exactly where you thought, but then you put them on and the lace kind of gives it this beautiful finish, and it makes the proportion great on everybody's leg. You know what I mean? Because you get a little hint of the silhouette of the upper calf through the lace, but you see what I mean, right?
I'm gonna grab
But it's the
the
wonderful,
shirt.
it's that wonderful length that I think works great with almost every single shoe. I can't think of a pair of shoes that wouldn't work, like whether it's a really high heel or a sneaker, you know? I think that most shoes work with this, you know? And again, depending on the
We're gonna
context,
talk
depending
about-
on where you live, you wear these all year round in a minute.
Absolutely.
You know?
We're going to talk about the top next, but I thought I would
Let's
just
do
bring
it.
them out and give everybody a heads up, because if you love the way Brenda is dressed,
I do.
then here are all the
do, darling.
components in the pebble crepe boat
solid,
neck top
that
in
go
the
with.
solid. That's the taupe. Fabulous.
Really good.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
And
Beautiful.
there is the pink lemonade. Isn't
And
that
then you see the
beautiful with
blue
this
on
print?
Mrs. Starr.
And then we see the blue. And of course we
And
have
then-
black. So if you wanted to do black
You should.
with the neutral, then you could certainly do
Or
that
the black
as
with
well.
anything. I
Yeah.
think the black with anything. I think the black is incredibly useful. And again, it goes back to this idea of the brand, the Isaac Mizrahi brand, which is just a little bit more kind of pulled together. So maybe you feel incredibly comfortable and you feel breezy and you feel, but you also are so comfortable in this, you know? And it's a little bit dressier. It's a little bit dressier, you know? You've got this, the surface of the fabric, you know, does that ever happen to you? You put on something and you go, like, why does this feel dressier, even though it's exactly like the other thing? It's because the surface of the fabric, and we're so kind of trained to look at things in a certain way. So this immediately calls to mind that kind of like heavy mummy silk crepe that you love, that you
Gorgeous.
would probably buy anyway, and you'd have hooks and eyes and zippers and whatnot, and they're $600 and you have to dry clean them. Here, it just looks like that, but it's that wonderful knit that, again, like it stretches in every which way, and you get the benefit of being dressier than you
And I think
feel.
in
you
many
know?
cases with these synthetic knits, they hold the color
I love a
better,
pocket.
they wash beautifully, and they
Yes.
keep their shape better.
Yes, they
So
do.
what you have is
So
something that's
true.
going to look as good as it does right now because it's 95% polyester
Yes.
and 5% spandex. So wash it, wear it, rinse and repeat, literally.
Poly is very, very
Poly
stable.
is very stable.
Extremely stable.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a little quick switchy Rooney
Switcheroo.
and talk about the top that